Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I thought it would be fun to revive a series that I used to do here on my channel called Temptation Station. Now this is not a new idea, this is us together scrolling through Trend Mood's feed, seeing what's coming up in the world of beauty and deciding if it seems like something that we might want to buy or something that we should pass on completely. Now, I am trying to buy less this year. Less makeup, less skincare, less everything, to be honest. Not just beauty related, but you know, overall. And I still like to see what's new in the world. So let's think about this as like window shopping with a friend. So are you ready? Because I'm ready. Okay, let me go ahead and scooch over. Make space while I'm doing that. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so excited that you decided to hang out with us today. And I would hope that you would subscribe if you enjoy this, but let's get on to what's coming up in the world of beauty. All right, nice and scooched over so that I can pop in pictures and we can look at everything together. And the first thing that really caught my attention are the new bronzers coming out from Dior. Now, part of this, honestly, is the picture. Like, this picture is so scrumptious and beautiful, and the packaging, like, packaging for sure is a draw, I think, for most everybody. When you see gorgeous packaging, you're like, ooh, please tell me more. And that's how I feel looking at this. Do I need new bronzer? Of course I don't, but these look really beautiful, especially the lighter two of the bronzers. Now, is the shade range absolutely garbage? Absolutely. There is not a deeper shade to really be found in this range. And to be very honest, both of the lighter shades look far too similar. And both of the deeper shades also feel far too similar. So I don't see myself running out and buying it, but I will say this is a very attractive picture that definitely caught my eye. And also, from my own personal perspective, it can sometimes be harder to find bronzers for very fair folks like myself that don't pull too orange. So I would be kind of curious to see other people's takes on these, but I don't see myself buying it. Now, something that honestly I do want to swatch and I can see myself picking up maybe a couple of is the new shade range from MAC. MAC just released a bunch of brown toned nudes and they look scrumptious. Like, some of these shades look absolutely amazing because honestly, a lot of shades seem to, even in neutral sort of ranges, tend to pull pink or tend to pull rusty, or they're not true browns in most senses. And I would be really curious to see what these look like because these are just so grungy and gorgeous and amazing, and I really want to swatch them. I am not a concealer lips kind of girly. I never have been, even when it was popular. I don't want to say the first time around, but the first time around in my life, right? I'm an elder millennial. So the whole concealer lip trend is not new to me. I personally can't rock it, but if you do like those types of looks, I feel like this range is going to be perfect for what you're looking for. So I'm very interested. I will probably go to Ulta to see if they have any in stock to swatch and maybe pick a few up. I know one that I am going to be passing on, but I think is going to be really exciting for a lot of people, and that is the new foundation from ABH. I think that the packaging is beautiful, that really lovely sort of frosted, delicate look, but it has that just really lovely air to it. But the reason that I would be passing on it is because it is a matte foundation, and I'm just not attracted to matte foundations. I have pretty much dry to balanced skin most times. Right now it's on the drier side because it's winter time, but I'm not looking for something matte. I'm looking for something either satin or slightly luminous, not too far into the dewy, but you know, very skin-like. And that is not this for me personally, but I know a lot of people are going to be pretty excited about it. So I am interested to see what the bigger YouTubers, what their kind of takes on them are. I'm also personally very, very interested in the newest release from Lisa Eldridge. I love Lisa Eldridge. She was one of the first channels that I found when I discovered YouTube, and I've been following her religiously for years and years and years now. And I find the idea of this pinpoint concealer really, really great because as someone who does suffer from breakouts, but usually, like you can see the few that I have down here hanging out, they tend to be more isolated. And so having something that's going to be a creamy yet drier formula that's specifically there for this type of situation, I think is really exciting and really cool, especially as someone who doesn't enjoy using their fingers to apply a lot of things. Being able to apply it directly from the little pencil and then just tap it out, I feel like it's going to give you a lot of control and a lot of precision. I've seen a lot of people really praising this product. I've also seen people kind of frustrated at the amount that you get for the price point, but I think it's important to remember that it's not meant for all of your concealing. Like, this is not something that I could see myself using like on my under eyes or things like that. It's really for those very pinpointed areas, which for some people is not a concern. But I'll say right now, I am 43 years old. The less product I have on my skin, the better it's going to look. So having something like this, I feel like there really is a place in a market for it. Now, am I going to buy it? Probably not, just because I am being very careful about where I am spending my money, and buying a $34, a $34 pinpoint concealer probably isn't in my budget. However, if I do decide to make a larger Lisa Eldridge purchase, I could see it going into my cart then. I just don't see myself as a standalone purchase. I hope that makes sense. What I am extremely interested in, though, is the new release skin tint from Hourglass. Now, I've seen some really nice reviews of it, and I'm so curious about it. It is the Luminous Glow Foundation SPF 30. Now, I don't care about the SPF in it. I have said time and time again, you should never rely on your makeup to give you your SPF, but it's nice to have it as kind of a cherry on top. But this looks so lovely, and it has a lot of skincare ingredients in it, and it's supposed to help improve the texture of fine lines and just sort of skin issues over time, which personally, again, being 43 years old, I think sounds really exciting to me. It has a medium coverage. The kicker, though, is that I don't want to buy it from the Hourglass website. Not because there's anything wrong with that, just that I want to be able to swatch it and make sure I'm getting the correct shade. Because I've also seen a lot where people who are reviewing it have used the chart system on Hourglass and been like, I think I got the wrong shade. And that is just not something that I want to have to deal with. So until it comes to a store where I can actually swatch it in person and have a better chance of finding the right shade, it's not something that I'm going to be picking up, but it is 100% on my radar. I love foundations. I find them fun. So it is something to keep an eye out for in the near future, but I have no idea when it is coming to a retailer outside of the Hourglass website. I think this is actually already out. But the new shades from the Patrick Ta blush duos, the red one, oh, I love red blush. I know that sounds insane, but after I tried my first one last year, or maybe even late 2023, I fell in love. It gives such a just gorgeous, healthy pop to your cheek that I cannot get enough of, and it looks really pretty. So I know that it's not like new, but we always love to see a good shade extension. And while these aren't like wildly innovative, these do exist in the market. And honestly, the other ones do seem really rather similar to some of the shades that are already existing within his own line. That red one, oh, it's got me by the throat. Can we talk for just a minute about Makeup Forever and their rebranding? I don't love it. Now, I might be in the minority here, but I don't love it. Makeup Forever is I don't know, it's a very like makeup artist forward brand, and you know when you get something from them that it's going to be high quality, it's going to last you, it's going to work well. It's just, it's a lovely product line for the most part. You know, there are always going to be misses here and there, but their new packaging, it just feels not even youthful, but more childlike. And perhaps that's a hot take that's not going to go over well with most people, and that's fine. That's just my sort of first reaction to it. Yeah, I mean, the lip gloss, it looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it also looks like every other lip gloss that's out there. So it's not something that I can see myself picking up, but I just really wanted to talk about the packaging and my own personal feelings on it. I am interested in the new shades, or the reshade line, I guess, from Charlotte Tilbury and the Hollywood Contour Wands. I do think that some of these shades look really nice. I never really got into the kind of applicator personally. It's not my favorite, but I've seen some people using it and it looks really pretty. With that said though, I think if I had to do a head-to-head, where's my money gonna go? I think it's gonna go with Rare Beauty, to be very honest with you. They've also released some new bronzer slash contour sort of shades in their format that they've used for the liquid blushes, and I'm real keen for that. In fact, I have the idea that I might stop into my Sephora somewhat soon, and I would love to swatch them because I know and trust the blush formula, and I feel like that might be a good indicator for the bronzers. So even though I'm really interested in some of the shades from Charlotte Tilbury, I think my money's gonna go to Rare Beauty. And I do have to kind of laugh a little bit about Urban Decay. They're coming out with some new blushes, but here's the thing that Urban Decay does. They catch a theme and man, they death grip onto that if it gets any traction whatsoever. And I feel like that is what they're doing with their face bond. They did it with the Naked until it was played out to the point where nobody wanted to hear about another product that was in their Naked line. And I feel like they're doing the same thing with the face bond. Like they had the face bond foundation last year, it went over really well, and now they're just naming everything face bond. They have like a liquid luminizer, these blushes are now face bond. I feel like there's something else that I'm forgetting about as well. Like I feel like everything is gonna be called face bond with them for a while. And I just think it's kind of silly personally, but I'm not a marketing person, clearly. Now, some blushes that do have me giving them kind of the loving look comes from YSL. They're new ones. I know there's nothing revolutionary about them. Like, that's why I probably won't buy them. But the packaging is just so pretty. I love that sort of plushed, quilted sort of packaging. But what I love the most is that the packaging on the outside matches the color of the blush inside. And especially as someone who has a lot of makeup and far too many blushes, being able to easily and quickly see the difference between the two, I love that idea. There are definitely some shades here that I would love to swatch, and I don't know, maybe when it's on sale, I might decide to pick one up, but they're the same color blushes that I buy every single time, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I feel like we all do. We have those staple colors that we know we love, and we just buy them from every single brand that releases them because we're like, ooh, that's pretty. And then you get it home and you look at it and you're like, of course it's pretty. I already have like 4 of them. And I feel like that's what I would be doing here. So I don't see myself actually buying one unless I swatch it in store and I am particularly weak or particularly blown away. But oh, that packaging is stunning. Also with packaging, Guerlain. I'm not usually someone who takes a ton of notice of the Guerlain releases, but these new Kiss Kiss Be Glow Pearly Finish lip balms, they look, and it's probably the models, they look so pretty. Like the models that they use for their lip swatches, they've done such a gorgeous job on them. The 878 Pearly Dahlia, it looks so pretty. Like, am I going to buy it? Probably not, because it is going to be a very expensive lip balm. There isn't a price listed here, but probably around the $50 price point is what I'm assuming for Guerlain. Oh, no, I lied. There is $40 still for a lip balm. That's too much for me personally to spend. But gosh, these look so pretty. So pretty. And since we're window shopping, I can say that they just look so pretty, and I would love to just have endless funds and endless space and zero conscience to be able to buy absolutely everything. In that same vein, of course, YSL, again with their packaging, and this time it is going to be with highlighters. I don't need any more highlighters, but these look really pretty, specifically the pink one and the white one. I would be interested to swatch them, because you got to be really careful with white highlighters that they don't come off too icy. I'm wearing a white highlighter today. This is the one from Makeup by Mario that I love so much, because it gives such a just lovely luminosity to my cheeks without going ashy, and that can sometimes be a hard thing to do. So I would be very interested to see what the response is from the beauty community at large, but also just to swatch them to kind of see what they look like. I don't love this packaging as much as I love the blushes, but I do think it is really beautiful. Again, Makeup Forever. I'm not loving this packaging. I'm just not. And honestly, I will probably pass on this foundation as well. This is the Super Boost Lightweight Moisturizing Skin Tint. I have not ever had great luck with shade matching with Makeup Forever. Everything just tends to pull too yellow on me, and just looking at the kind of swatches online, I have a feeling this would do the same, but just, I don't like the packaging. I don't. Natasha Denona, she has some new kind of duos coming out that are a blush and a highlighter. They're pretty. I'm probably going to pass on these as well. I know that I've seen a few reviews. Charlotte Holcroft is one that comes to mind initially, that really do praise these. I don't want... Oh, okay, I'll take that back. I don't always want you to choose my cheek look, okay? Like, there are some blushes in here that look really beautiful, but then the highlight isn't the one that I would choose for myself, and then vice versa. So I don't see myself picking these up, but I do think that the packaging is pretty, and I do think that there's going to be a very large market for these. I'm just far too fickle and picky for that. Maybelline is coming out with at first I thought it was a cushion foundation, but in reading it, their Stay Cream Packed Foundation. So it's like a balm, and I just don't know how I feel about that. I think the packaging is gorgeous, that beautiful sort of lilac packaging. I really like. It's not available here in the United States yet. It's coming to Asia in March, but it might be coming to the States. I'm not sure. I was really initially attracted to the packaging, but when I read that it was a balm foundation, I was hesitant. I don't know how I feel about those. I've got very limited experience, for full disclosure, but I just don't know. It sounds interesting though. It's a balm foundation that features a smooth texture that feels like raw chocolate. I'm not sure about that, but it melts with body heat the moment it's applied to the skin, turning into a cream. I find that idea very fascinating. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have the option to try it out or not, but I find it interesting. Givenchy, though, is coming out with a new foundation in their Prisme Libre line, and I'm curious about that, because I did really enjoy the concealer that I picked up beginning 2024, maybe 2023. Everything runs together in this brain. But I did really like that concealer, so I would be very interested in the foundation as well. It is the Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation, skin improving foundation for 24-hour blurring glow and 48-hour hydration. All of those things sound like they would be right up my alley, so I would be very interested to see reviews on it and possibly to swatch it in person. This, again, I'm pretty sure is not available here in the United States yet, but I would expect that it would probably arrive here at some point. But yeah, I'm curious about that one. Clearly, I am in a foundation sort of mood, even though I have a few right now that I've been loving. I've been very attracted to some of the new foundations that are being launched. Dior. And again, packaging. I feel like I need to keep a tally up at this point of how many times I've been like, but the packaging. It's so pretty. These are highlighters. I don't need any more highlighters. But at least these highlighters seem to have some interesting colors here. There is a kind of vibrant pink, which looks like it would be a really nice sort of blush topper. There is kind of a rose gold, but again, it's got more pigment to it, at least in the pan. So I feel like it would look really nice, especially if you're a person who doesn't love blush. You usually do like bronzer and then some highlight. I feel like that could be really pretty. But then you've got kind of this icy white silver. Like this one looks straight up silver, but then you have this icy blue, like this periwinkle cobalty blue. I know that doesn't make sense, but look at the picture. It looks so interesting. Am I going to put blue highlighter on my face? No, I've done that before. On me, it looks terrible, but I love that they're trying something that is a little bit outside of the box as a general statement of what's currently on the market. So, and yeah, the packaging, gorgeous. Of course it is, but it looks really pretty. It looks really pretty. Charlotte Tilbury. 4 new mini eyeshadow palettes. And initially, on first glance, of course, I'm drawn to the green one. That is who I am in my very soul. But the more I look at these, the more it is just screaming makeup revolution. Like it's got, these look like that, these look like when Huda Beauty originally released her 9-pan palettes and then Makeup Revolution duped them. And now we're coming full circle because now we have Charlotte Tilbury. Like that is what they look like to me. Is the formula going to be great? I mean, probably. Do I love green eyeshadow? Yes, I do. Am I going to buy one of these? No, I have all of these colors time and time again over in my collection. And with just a basic plastic cover on there, it's also not special enough that it's going to make me want to spend money on something that I already have in my collection. So probably not the most flattering of opinions, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. Oh, so we have Forget the Filler Plumping Line Smoothing Foundation from Lawless. I enjoy Lawless products. I am wearing one of the lip glosses right now. I love Lawless. And so I am very interested. However, it's full coverage. Now, I know that you can probably share it out so that it doesn't actually build up to full coverage. But I don't know. I'm not in a full coverage kind of place. We talked about that earlier. I am a sort of natural medium coverage, possibly highlight coverage kind of gal. And so I don't know how I feel about full coverage, but I am very curious about it. And their little inserts, they just look like they are going to be really nice. And I'm curious to maybe get a sample at some point if Sephora is still doing that. Because I would like to give them a go since I've just been so happy with so many of the other things that I've purchased from them. And then finally, we have, gosh, I think the only, is this indie? Is this even, wait, have I even heard of this? This is from Cosmic Brushes. Okay, I don't know why that's not in the little blurb, but this looks amazing. It looked absolutely beautiful. I enjoy this formula. They're really hard to get though. Once they sell out, it's hard to get them restocked. But this is the Lovers palette and it just, ooh, these colors look amazing. Again, it's got the greens, it's got the purples, it's got some blues, it's got some just really grungy, beautiful. Like, I love everything about this palette, and I think this might be one that I do try to pick up because it just looks absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And yeah, that gets to today. Today is the 30th of January, and gosh, I'm sorry, this palette just threw me for a loop. I don't know why I couldn't figure out who it was by. But yeah, so those are the things that have caught my eye over just the last 30 days of trend mood. I do plan on doing these videos more often than once a month, maybe every 3 weeks or so, because the beauty community and the makeup market just moves so quickly. That by the time I get around to talking about it, it's old news. And I kind of wish that that wasn't the case. I would like for things to slow down a little bit, because I feel like we just get rolled over with everything going on. But I also think it's fun to kind of take a look at things and kind of pick them apart a little bit. Look at why maybe we feel interested in some of these products and whether or not we actually need them in our lives, if we already have something incredibly similar to it. And really try very hard to look past the marketing of it to the actual nitty-gritty of what the product is, because at least for me, I feel like that will help me not to just buy everything my little heart wants, if that makes sense. So if you've made it through this video, please let me know your thoughts on any of the things that we talked about, or if I forgot to mention something, what is something that has you just feeling the temptation? I would love to know. And if you've enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.